Welcome back to the Law of Attraction podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Graziano, and I'm so excited to be here today with somebody you are going to love. But before I introduce her, I just want to say thank you to you and you and you, because you are the reason that this show has grown to be what it is. You are the reason that this show has evolved to be in the top 3 on Apple shows on education. We're often in that slot all the time, and it just means the world. We're in top shows on Spotify. We are going global, and the more people like you who actually care about other people, and you subscribe and you like and you share with a friend, you are helping other people because you're allowing them access to knowledge they didn't get before. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And today's going to be a really exciting show, as we are going to do a deep dive with a beautiful soul who is super famous. She's well known. You may have known her from different TV shows. She was in The Hills. She's known as Pizza Girl. She has an incredible brand that has grown from her own kitchen all the way into what it is today. She had a huge DJing career alongside the likes of Paris Hilton. She's best friends with so many reality stars that you might know. She's often posted about, from Kourtney Kardashian's page to Nicole Richie, and the list is incredible of people that this powerful woman is alongside, and I can see why. I'm so grateful to be able to call her a friend and be in her life, guiding her with a lot of the work that she's doing at the moment. Welcome to the show, Caroline Demore.
Hi.
Hi. So good to have you here.
Thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
I am so excited. Look,
this
you
is
brought
incredible.
over these amazing jars, which
did.
I
I want to feed you. It's just in me, I love to feed people.
Is that where this came from?
Well, yeah, my grandmother, it was her happiness to feed people, and it was kind of like her way of taking care of someone.
Wow.
And that's kind of what started to happen with me once I had my daughter, and I love just feeding people. Really,
You're Italian, so it's in your blood.
Yep, it's in my blood.
Boy, this is so okay. We want to hear this story. We want to know. You're in 700 supermarkets, going up all the time. We're gonna get you to 2,000, 20,000.
Yes,
but boy,
yes.
This is such a delicious pasta sauce, Pizza Girl, and we want to hear where it came from. We want to know how you went from literally a couple of years ago doing this in your kitchen to 700 stores.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Where does this come from?
It's just it's my destiny, and I think that I ran from my destiny for many, many years. I grew up in my dad's pizza restaurant and on the pizza truck, and
so he was already
a pizza man,
and you're the pizza girl,
and I'm the pizza girl.
Wow.
So that's
Were you a daddy's girl?
My mom passed away when I was 5, so my dad was all I had, that was my only, so I would say yes. Of course, we've, butt heads over the years, especially with our different ideals and ideas on business and how we wanted to kind of go about it. So sure, there's been, in a lot of family businesses, everybody kind of butts heads, and then different businesses kind of grow from different businesses.
Yeah.
So Pizza Girl kind of grew just from my knowledge, but also me wanting to do things differently as well.
Powerful. Okay, so when you're in your kitchen, and you were playing around with this sauce, right? Before we go deep into who Caroline was before, because just remember, when you see somebody now, we don't want to look at them and think, oh, it was easy for her. Let me tell you, this chick has been through so much, and it was about getting through those hard times that has led her to being the powerful woman that she is today.
Yeah.
But tell me about that.
Well, I would like to say one thing, because when you introduced me, right, it's there's been this big misconception about me in Hollywood and me in general, just because of who my friends were. Everybody automatically assumed that I was, a socialite, meaning just had everything handed to me, right? So it was a really weird thing because I didn't have a publicist, I didn't have certain things, I couldn't get my correct message out, right? So the media would just see me in photos with Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian and all these people, and they needed a reason for me to exist.
Interesting.
So they created a persona that I've been battling for 20 years. And it was that I remember this one article that said pizza heiress. And I was like, what's a pizza heiress? It was like when heiresses were so cool. I was like, my dad has a tiny hole in the wall pizza shop and we're just trying to make ends meet. But because, you know, I was Paris Hilton's DJ touring around the world with her, I am this, you know, crazy heiress. And that's just not the case. You know what I mean? Like I come from a very, you know, hard-working family, and I am also very hardworking.
Yeah.
So when I wanted to go out to meet my friends at the club, I had to deliver pizzas all night to make enough money to go pay for valet and my outfits.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I remember when I was in a magazine one time, and it was, remember in the back of like the Us Weeklies and whatnot, it says who wore it best.
Yeah.
It was me versus Paris Hilton, and I was in her outfit. Her actual outfit, because I couldn't figure. I told her one day, I was like, babe, I can't go out with you everywhere. I can't afford a new outfit every night. And that was like the big thing. You couldn't wear the same thing twice. And she was like, take whatever you want from my closet. All of a sudden I'm in Us Weekly battling her in her freaking outfit.
That's so awkward. I'm so awkward. May that never happen to me.
Well, listen. I think it's, you know, it's me. It's my story. It's hilarious. Her and I like laughed about all of that stuff, and you know, it's just what people see is not the truth, and that's my biggest thing right now. Is I just want to share some truth. I'm really worried for our children and everybody who's out there watching things on social media and thinking they're not good enough. They're not, you know, like all these other people. But you're being lied to on social media. It's fake. It's not real. Nobody's showing you the struggles in between all of these perfect moments. And I'm vowing to now show the truth about even, you know, my startup business right now. It's like people think, oh, CEO, boss babe. A lot of times they're not either doing it the hard way, you know, they got some big funding, they got this and that right away, and they didn't have to go through the hard like development stage. Or they're just showing you the moment or two that it's going well. They're not showing you the moments that are really hard, almost, you know, losing it all, and the struggle.
This couldn't be more prevalent and real right now. We never see what really goes on. I run a whole business. I can tell you, it's a fucking shit show half the time. Like my genius ain't running teams. My genius is not in that area, and but everyone would look at the front and be like, whoa, look at her amazing business, coaching all these
Covers
people.
of magazines,
but fuck, it's like, it's so hard. And I love how you're speaking up for that.
Yeah.
So empowering. So you basically are saying CEOs who are fronting, saying, oh, it's so easy.
Right. Or just that they have all the answers. They knew it all right away. And here's the easy 5-step way to become a CEO. That is such bullshit, because every business is different. There's always going to be really major things that are this close to shutting your ass down. You're always going to have to just figure out ways to pivot and fight no matter what. And that's the message that I just feel really powerful right now about sharing with people. Like, I'm not at your level right now. Like, you fought really hard, right, to get your business to this place. My business is in startup phase. The truth of it is a grind. And I want people to know that and the truth, because if you're going, oh, I have a product that I want to put out there, don't do it if you're not going to if you're not willing to basically wholeheartedly do it and give it your absolute all. Everything's going to suffer. Relationships are going to suffer. You know, family's going to suffer. Your bank account's going to suffer. And you are going to suffer. And you have to want it. That entrepreneurial spirit is it's a gamble. You're kind of a little nuts if you really want it and make it. Look at the people who have really made it. They're a little off. It's true. And you have to be willing to just like give it all up for your brand and your business.
Powerful. Okay, give us 3 things that somebody's starting today. So they're listening to this and they're like, okay, you know what? This is so good. We're actually getting the reality on it. CEOs are bullshitting us. So we want to know, if certain CEOs are bullshitting us that it's easy, what can somebody do today who's about to do a startup or just beginning a startup, you know, they're in that beginning phase,
right,
thinking about it. Maybe someone out there today, you're listening and you're like, I want to get out of corporate America and I want to go start my own business.
right.
So I would always say you get your mindset right first. I would always say you really need to, like you just said, want it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You think, okay, I don't want to work 9 to 5. I want to work for myself. Well, get ready to work 24/7 because that's what being an entrepreneur is. You're basically giving up your weekends. You're giving up your,
you're right. Absolutely.
You work 24/7
And it's funny because
until you get your company to a place that is safe and healthy,
and
right?
even then you're addicted. Like I find I'm texting my staff all the time and I'm like, guys, sorry I'm messaging you at 2 a.m. on a Saturday and I need you there. Make sure you have a sleep in. I need you there at 6 a.m. They're like, it's 2 a.m. She just told me to have a sleep in. I'm like, oh, or I'll be like, you can take the day off today, it's Sunday, and then I'll be like, hey guys, I need you all. Yeah. So it's like, and that's because I am passionate about my business. As the entrepreneur, as the founder, no one is ever going to be as passionate. No one's ever going to care
as much as you, that's for sure. And that's why it's also crazy, like when you're in my stage right now where I'm going out for my first Series A round of funding, which by the way, when you're raising funding for your product, that's also a whole job. Like, funding and getting funding is a whole different job. Even working on your deck and this and that and meeting the right people. How do you get in those rooms? How do you meet the right people? Like even me, somebody who a lot of people consider to have this network. And it's still a grind and very hard. You know what I mean? You have to get. Like right now, like I have to go into all the right places and meet the right people and get my product in front of them, Like I'm standing in supermarkets giving out samples because right now my biggest thing is we don't have the marketing dollars right now, right? Because that comes with the funding, first round of funding. So you were saying prior when you're starting, you have to take every opportunity you can for free branding and marketing.
Write this down.
Hence why I'm here right now.
With my baby girl.
This is what I'm telling you. If your friend calls and says, hey, come on my podcast, you better get up and get on that podcast.
Love that. Write this down. That's 2 things she just dropped right there. This is amazing.
Absolutely. Anytime, like for instance, like when my friend said, hey, I want you to come and do the California Wine Festival and serve people, your pizza girl and have your own booth.
It was like, yes.
You say, here's another tip. Always say yes and then figure out how. Say yes first and then figure it out. Don't get scared because I just found out I'm cooking for 700 people tomorrow by myself. And that is freaking scary, but I'm going to figure it out.
Wow.
So you know what I did? I went to this restaurant warehouse to get things in bulk, to get my costs down, to make sure that I'm not losing, my ass on this. And I am, going to ask for help where I can and just get it done.
And are you gonna promote from that? Are you those sort of opportunities when you get those and you say yes? I just have to say what you just said was so powerful. Say yes and figure out the how after. I mean, that is so unbelievably powerful. I'm gonna put that in the show notes for someone today. Screenshot it, tag Caroline with her quote. I mean, that is so beautiful.
It's true.
I think here's the thing. And that should be one of your quotes when you do stuff on stage, by the way, as a CEO, is using those sorts of lines right there. Make that your thing. Say yes and figure out after. I would be like, I want to book her because whatever the hell that talks about, I want to listen to.
It's true. I mean, listen, I didn't know anything when he said, do you want to do this? I would love for you to do this. Normally you have to pay a lot of money to go and do these things, right? So I have to take that opportunity right now because I need all the marketing I can get. So I'm going to say yes, and now I'm figuring out how. You should see my car. It's loaded with jars of sauce, like up to the roof. Yeah, and I'm lugging it in and out, and I'm going to figure out how. And follow me on my TikTok because I'll show you guys how I did it. If I pulled it off.
Yes, we're gonna put our TikTok below because you can see how this story went. I mean, this is you're literally watching it as it's just happened. Yeah. So you're gonna see how it's gone.
Yeah.
This is so beautiful. I'm so amazed by it. Okay, let's go into the next stage because I'm so fascinated by this. What was that turning point in your life where you hit rock bottom? And you and I hit a very similar rock bottom. We were speaking about it over tea before, my specialty. And what is it that what was that moment for you that evolved you from being Caroline, the socialite, the it girl, the party girl, into Caroline, the CEO? Because now you are this boss babe CEO who's just flying, but you didn't start there. This is why I was saying at the beginning of the show, it's not about who we are now, right? It's what we've been through to get to here. So what, because you've done this as a single mom. That's why you and I relate. You know, our kids are almost the same age. It was like, this is like, we've done this as single mom. So if somebody's sitting there like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. Honey, we did it with nothing in the bank,
Zero.
Raising children alone. And we managed to build a business and find our new partners. Do you understand? So there's a way, if there's a will. I know you hear it the other way. But
it's so true. It's just, you need that will. And for me, that will was my daughter. Like, if I didn't have her, I don't even know if I'd even be here today, to be honest, because I had so many just scary days where I just didn't care about.
What was that rock bottom? Do you remember the exact one?
I do, and I haven't spoken about this publicly yet, but I feel like I'm so far past it that I feel like I can finally be honest about it to be able to help others.
Wow.
But I feel like I had this thing called, my therapist called it the fuck it mentality, where I would just say fuck it and just...
My sister, the one I said you remind me of, says the same thing.
Yeah. She was like, oh, okay, you suffer from fuck it mentality. And basically it's when I get in the moment, I just go, fuck it all, fuck you. And I just do whatever drugs are in front of me, whatever drinking is in front of me, whatever dancing and partying and just being insane, that kind of fuck it. I'm having, I don't care about any of it.
YOLO mentality.
I used to say that I was the fun party girl. I was never the dark party girl. I wasn't the oh, woe is me, heroin type sad girl. I was the fun party girl.
Yeah.
But I was absolutely masking and hiding from my truth, my pain, my not feeling good enough compared to all my friends. I was just definitely trying to be somebody that I wasn't, and I was never really looking at my truth and trying to be better. I was just hiding it with this punk rock party girl. Yeah.
So you were into drugs and drink and...
Oh yeah. I mean, being a DJ, it took me down, I found a way to make money while still being able to party. That's how DJing kind of started for me. Again, I said yes, and then I figured it out. So this director called me one day and he's like, do you know any female DJs for the show I'm doing at the El Rey Theater? I was like, sure, I'm a DJ. And then I called up DJ AM, who was a good friend of mine. Yep. I said, you got to teach me how to DJ. I said, I got to learn right now because I have this show coming up. And he was like, you're insane. Come here. Luckily, I did have rhythm. I knew what I was doing, and I worked really hard to learn. So through trial and error and through sucking really badly live in front of people, I got really good. So I ended up being a really good DJ, and I got 2 record deals and toured the world. Yeah. So it worked out. I nailed it.
Paris Hilton.
But I nailed it. I nailed it for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? I was into it for the wrong reasons. And then I was like, wow, I can make enough money to pay my rent, survive, travel. And then I realized that whole time I made so much money and I didn't save anything because I was trying to keep up literally with the Kardashians. I was trying to keep up with all my friends.
With your own friends.
Yes.
Who were just, you can't compare when,
you just can't.
People.
You just can't. Yeah, absolutely. And I just wasn't being my truth. And that's why Pizza Girl is my truth. And I'm finally finding her after I took it so far to a limit where I almost died. And I was going through a rough time in my marriage. I was, in my fuck it mentality, still wanting to be this DJ, but then I was also struggling with now being a mom, and I was just this weird thing that I wasn't ready for mentally. And there was just this night, and it just went way too far. I went way too far. I remember I was with a friend that I won't mention that person's name. That person actually went to rehab the next day, and I, couldn't afford it. So, we ended up finishing what they call a handle. A handle is a giant jug of alcohol, and they call it a handle because it's so big that it needs a handle. And it was just 2 girls our size that finished that on top of all the drugs. And I get home, and my ex was obviously mad at me, and he was like, okay, you're going to take care of Isabella. Meaning, you know, he knew I was going to be struggling, and then he was going to leave me with my child.
I know
But
this feeling.
you know what I mean? But then
To show me
what I've done, right? And I'm there, and he leaves, and I just remember feeling my body, and I'm laying on the bed, my daughter's next to me, and I just remember feeling my body slowly getting cold from like my head all the way down to my feet. And I had this weird feeling. Something said to me, like, if it gets to your feet, you're gonna die. It was the craziest thing. So I called Bobby and I said, you need to get back here. By the time he got back, luckily it was really quick because my child was there. By the time he got back, I was completely unable to like speak, and I was in some sort of a coma. Yeah, and then
I
called
relate to it,
911.
'cause that was.
And I'm so grateful that my daughter was a baby. And that she doesn't remember this. Yeah, but she's going to know about it. I'm going to be honest with her about it when the time's right.
That's okay, because look how far you've come now. Like, you're so empowered and inspiring people. You're doing healthy things. And isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That somebody who's been through something on the other side, no different to my story, you guys know it very well, you know, is now so healthy and putting out such positivity in the world. And I think that is so beautiful. So we should congratulate you and just know how far you've come.
Thank
and on
you.
that note, you want to go even further?
Sure.
Let's go even further.
Let's
All right.
do it. Let's do
you
it.
guys, we're going to dive deep. So here
I'm
is your paper.
Okay.
And onto here, I want
feel
you
like I'm doing
to
homework.
write out.
Okay.
I want you to write, and anybody at home, you can do this as well. Maybe this is something that you want to do. We're just gonna dive deep. I'm gonna literally pretend that the camera's aren't on, so I'm not gonna interview her at this point. You guys are now in my home, and we're just gonna like be how we are, and when we do these sessions. So join us. All right, babe, let's do it. So in the center circle, I want you to, there's not so much room, but in fact, we'll do it laying down this way. I just want you to write at the top 2 sentences, not full sentences, just words, okay? And I want you to write down who Caroline is meant to be and going to be, and you wish to be, you will it to be 3 years from now. So we're going to make your 5-year goal your 3-year goal. We're going to make your 3-year goal your 1-year goal. We're going to make your 1-year goal what you write down here.
Do you mean in a business sense? Do you mean in a
multi-millionaire, 2,000 supermarkets?
More
amazing.
Than that,
Sorry, 20,000.
20,000 supermarkets.
20,000.
Yeah.
By then, I'd
Yeah.
say maybe even 100,000.
Yeah, I don't even know if there are 100,000 in America.
But all over,
Yeah.
it could be international.
Yeah.
So just a few top features about you: amazing mother, amazing relationship,
that's really
amazing family unit.
Yeah.
You know, just like
just words. I'm writing down.
just words.
Okay.
This is just for you.
Okay.
So we're not going to read this part out because this is the personal, but this is like
Okay.
you. So some people who I work with, so I was with the Selling Sunset with Mary Fitzgerald the other day. She was amazing. I was coaching her, and you know what she writes down is completely different to what Charlie Rocket wrote down when I did it with him or whoever. So we each have our own, and then I do it with one of my clients who's completely in a different place, dark or broke or completely broken, and they write down, I just want to be healed, I just want to be whole, I want to be feeling worthy. You know, where are you in 3 years? Let's get that really clear. Remember, the first pillar of bettering your life is getting clarity on your vision, and this is getting clarity right here.
That's really all.
Perfect. You're gonna keep that. Whatever that says, you are going to put in your wallet, and you're going to read this every single day.
Okay.
Next part. We're going to do your thoughts. I want you to write down the thoughts that version you just wrote down would have. So she wouldn't be thinking thoughts of imposter syndrome, not being worthy, not being able. She's not worrying.
Yeah.
She's a warrior.
Yeah.
She's empowered. She's certain. She's a believer. And after this, we're going to do feelings. So don't do feelings in this one. Just thoughts she might have.
Thoughts.
So every day, how does she show up? Because when she walks into a place, she's so renowned by this point. She speaks on stages to tens of thousands of people.
Yeah. Thoughts. That's so interesting. I never thought of that. Okay. Okay.
It's different.
Yeah.
The reason I'm making you do this is because in a minute we're gonna write down your old thoughts, and we're literally gonna throw it in the fire and let go of them.
Wow, I just got the chills. Okay. So, God, it's so hard to get out of my current thoughts and to think like her.
So
I see her visually, like I see her. She's a little more put together than I am. She's, you know, she's in a home that she bought on her own.
This is amazing. We're going to go to actions on the third one.
Okay,
So we'll put
but
that
I'm
in
just trying to
action.
think of what the thoughts are. That's so
She's
hard.
very relaxed, isn't she?
Yes,
When you say
she's relaxed.
put that down, that's a thought. She's just chill.
That's a thought? That's how I would say it?
Yeah, she's relaxed. She's certain. She's abundant.
Yeah.
She thinks thoughts of. So
Yeah, she's
imagine
relaxed.
she's just because she has it all now.
Yeah.
She no longer is struggling. She's no longer
She
grinding.
has time.
Yes. There we go. This is great.
She's present.
Time with her kid.
Yeah, present with Isabella.
With Isabella. And my sister's called Bella too.
Aww.
I know.
With Isabella.
The amount of similarities that you and I had with things. Okay, thoughts. That will be fine. Give a couple more. So we have like about 5.
Yeah. She's, you know, in her business, she's calm because it's working.
Do it. Absolutely. Creative.
Yep.
She thinks thoughts of like it's anything she wants just happens. So like a super manifester.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what are the opposite? Let's now go on the back of this.
Okay.
Here. Right here, some thoughts that you know don't serve you. So the opposites, because then we're going to write the opposites down. So thoughts that you know that don't serve you: worrying, stress, stressful, angry. Like mine would be random outbursts, like, you know, at my husband.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I have that issue too. I feel like everybody's against me sometimes. Like if I even take a sip of alcohol, it goes to a place where I just think that somebody's like attacking me or against me, which I don't know where that comes from.
Okay, we'll work on that.
It's like protection or something. So like worry, stress, what's the word? Reactionary? Reactive?
Reactive.
Reactive. I can be very reactive and then I regret it. Regretful. Panic. There's definitely a lot of panic at times. Just
anxiety. Okay, that's perfect. Now tell me the opposite of worry, because this version of you, she is not worried, stressed, reactive, panicky, and has very minimal anxiety.
Right.
Everyone's human, so you know you're not.
So it'll happen here and there.
Naturally,
Right.
She's
but
not those on a day to day.
Yeah.
What is the opposite of worry? Let's write that on your other thought page.
the opposite of worry is
Calm. Maybe you've written that already. You've done that one.
She's calm.
The
Yeah.
opposite of stress, certain. The opposite of reactive.
Would be like relaxed. I mean, it's more like, how do you like
Proactive.
proactive?
Proactive is the opposite of reactive, but the opposite of reactive would be.
Well, it's like when my biggest thing is when you get upset and you feel, I call it the red wall. You know, like when you start to feel it build and you can't get out of it.
Yeah.
How do you stop yourself from that fuck you
Because
reaction
you don't get
where you then
to
regret
that
it?
level.
Yeah.
So
How do you
go
how
to
do
the
you do
root.
that?
So you pause. So when you're about to send a text, you wait 3 hours. When you're about to say something that you really want to say to somebody, you wait 3 days. And if there's something that you really want to change in your life, you wait 3 weeks. And if you, or 3 days, 3 weeks, if you still feel the same after 3 hours, 3 days, it seems to be a number that helps people. It's almost like telling a child, count backwards from 10. It's the same reaction for an adult. You should then be able to calm yourself. You should be able to get into a place where it's like, you know what?
Where you can get a better perspective on the situation.
Like, I'm gonna be okay. Breathe. You must breathe. The trick is to pause in the moment and be like, my natural body wants to punch you. My natural reaction is to scream right now. But you know what? I'm going to pause and I'm not going to be reactive. I'm going to take action. There is such a difference. Reaction means you're reacting to them. Action means you're deciding yourself. Logically, not emotionally, what you want to do.
I don't want to. This woman also doesn't react emotionally, and emotionally in business.
Logical.
And when you're stressed in business, okay, logical.
There we go. She's logical. She's not emotional and all over the place. And when you're in business, I know what you're about to say.
Yep. You can't mix emotions with business a lot of times, and that's hard for me because I'm such a caring, passionate person. And even with like business partners and different people that you work with, it can go so amazing and then so terribly because I just need to find that like
equilibrium.
Yeah, and not be so high when the times are high and so low when the times are low. I need to not.
You will. You will. When we do this exercise, you'll start to be calmer every day, and you'll do your affirmation tape every day that I made you to keep yourself balanced. And when those times happen, gradually, now, after this today, you'll start to feel, it's okay, I can handle that one.
Can you imagine a life where you effortlessly magnetize your dreams to you? Financial success, the love of your life, the family of your dreams, and everything you've ever dreamed of at your fingertips. With my approach to manifesting, I have a practical method where you use the power of your creative words. It's called scripting. We write in the past tense in a certain way to attract all our desires to us. I've done this. I met my husband in 3 weeks doing this. I helped myself heal twice. I helped myself get rid of a rash on my body. I have helped myself to elevate myself and get myself out there to so many people. I've changed my bank account number. I've added 2 zeros onto it. I have created abundance like I could never dream of. The most beautiful homes around the world. And you can do this too, like so many of my clients are currently doing right now. The success stories speak for themselves. I want to show you how to do it. This is for somebody who is ready though. Don't even bother coming unless you are ready to transform your life. If you feel like, oh, I'm on the fence, I don't know, none of this shit really works, then baby, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for you. This works for somebody who says, I'm ready. I'm ready to try something else. Try using the power of my words. I want to learn in a curriculum. I want to be in a group with other like-minded individuals, and I want to win. This is for entrepreneurs who are ready to go to the next level, or maybe get out of corporate America and go to the entrepreneurship world. If you're ready, come and join us inside the Scripting Society, and I'll see you there.
After this today, you'll start to feel, it's okay, I can handle that one. And then the next time's even easier, and then the next time's even easier. So now, write down some feelings that version of Caroline, new version of Caroline, would have. How does she feel every day? She feels happy, proud, celebratory.
She feels proud. She feels. What's a good way of saying like that? I'm showing my daughter a good example,
Role model.
Role model.
That's so empowering. I love that. She feels passionate.
Yes, passionate.
What are the words does that woman? Who is she? Like you could describe her in these feelings.
Strong. Like she was mentally I always want people to know that I was on the right path or that I was right. So I don't like even with my father, at first when I started this business, it was like, with a lot of people, they all said that it was crazy. It's a saturated market. It's male dominated. You're never going to be able to do this. It's expensive. But I want that knowing, because I know But why is there a need to have other people know? You know what I mean? Like, I want to be so confident that I don't care what they think.
I love
Do you know
that.
what I mean?
So just
confidence.
Yeah, confidence. Wow. You feel so confident. You feel a certainty. Again, it's the same feeling.
Yeah, achievement.
Achievement. Oh, I love this. Do you see the difference between what you're playing at now to the level you need to play at? It's postulates. So postulates means that it's already appeared in your life. It's already happened. Where you're playing at now is sometimes allowing the lower frequency shit to pull you in and down. Loves to keep you low. People, events, and places, they love to keep you low. If you're low, they're winning. Like, you're not. They're another person who didn't succeed.
Right.
You're playing small, and when shit happens, when someone has an argument with you, they love you to feel as angry as they feel, so they try and pull you down to their level. But if you stay up here, postulates, like, it doesn't matter that argument is happening right now in front of my face. It doesn't matter that person feels that way. That's the story they're choosing today. But I know they're ultimately love and happiness and joy as their pure version of their soul, even if they're not choosing that story today. And I'm staying up here because I have a bigger purpose and I have to stay elevated and exhilarated.
Exactly. And I feel like when you are brought a person like this that makes you feel badly or angry or brings up that red wall, it's just another lesson for you on how it's on me when I feel like you're upsetting me. Does that make sense? Like, I need to be so confident in myself that your coming at me or your attack on me doesn't even faze me. Do you know what I mean? Like, how to not allow, to just know that it's just a lesson, right? Like, another thing that I need to overcome within myself. I feel like that's what I'm searching for, like, to not let negative things people say, like even being on a TV show, and I'm sure you get it too, like, once you reach a level of all these people talking about you, it's like, why do you only focus on the negative comments and not the 200 positive comments? You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
there's like two negative comments.
And it just throws you off.
And it throws you off, and you go, and you look at it, and you stare at it, and you are so, like, upset by it.
Because we naturally want to people please, most humans. But here's the thing. You're never going to please everybody. Not everybody is going to like iced tea, right? Not everyone's going to like coffee. So you just go in for the people who love the iced tea. Do you get it?
You love pasta sauce.
You love pasta sauce, and you don't care about.
There's a lot of people that won't eat tomatoes. They're just not my customer.
And you don't go for that person. You go for being a role model for your daughter. And you show up every day because you're a role model for her. And you're a role model for the world because you are inspiring people to know they can do more with their life. And on that note, we're going to go to now feelings. So on here, actions. I want you to write down actions that version of you takes. Just give me 3 actions that she takes every day. Does she work out a little bit more? Does she?
She's healthy. She's healthy.
Does she meditate? What does she do?
Healthy.
This version of you.
It's hard for me to meditate. Meditation is something that I'm not there yet, but hopefully that girl, she'll be there. But it's so hard for me because I just have so much.
That's why I created my MBS, because I couldn't do it either. It's why the whole book explains how to have be and do what you want, and using the MBS as pillar 2 of 5 to go deeper, because I could never just sit and go deeper at first. But I'll show you how to breathe into it.
My meditation has always been working out, running.
Oh yeah, I hear that with some people.
When I run, and then I can go be so angry, scared, terrified, and then I run several miles, and then I'm like, I've sweat it all out, and it's just like, I feel like a new person. It's definitely like endorphins are real.
There we go. So she definitely healthy. She runs.
Food and exercise. Definitely.
Every day, what does she do?
I want to really just be there for my daughter. I want her to feel like she can come to me as a teenager and talk to me about personal things that I didn't get to talk to my mom about, that I didn't have that, I really, 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 I'm just sending it out into the universe. I want to be close to my daughter forever.
Are you close now?
We're so close now.
Then you will be. There
Really?
we go.
You
yeah,
think?
100%.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, we still sleep in the
my
same bed and she's 7.
I love
so
it. Yeah.
we're very close.
And
I'm like,
your guy's fine. He doesn't mind.
yeah, well, you know, that's never easy, but yeah.
I know what you mean. We have the same
working on
thing.
it.
So
Yeah.
Rio comes in my bed and snuggles up with me, and then it's like, how do you? He's in the morning. He's like, he leaves us to it. He gets out, and Rio comes in my bed in the morning, and that's it.
That
it's
time.
Like literally an hour of me and him like watching TV. Like just snuggling.
It's just snuggling.
Amazing,
it's heaven.
Oh my God, it's heaven. I know.
There's
so
smell
cute.
even. How weird is that? That's like a thing only moms
know.
understand. It's like this like.
I know. And it's
just
like
wanna
you
sniff it.
inhale them.
Yeah.
I love it. They're so gorgeous. I know, and they just I know because they're still so young. They're still so tiny in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, being a mom is so beautiful.
Closeness with my daughter. I see us like, I really want that more than anything.
My son says to me, "Mommy, I have something I want to tell you." No, I'm not going to tell you, Mommy. I'm not going to tell you because you'll be mad, Mommy. And I say, "Honey, I've always told you," and I say this to him every time, so I want him to grow up knowing he can tell me anything. I say, anything you tell me, I will never be mad. I will hear it, I will take it in, and then I will take action after. But I will never be mad at you, and I'll always love you. And then he tells me every time.
Oh, I love that.
Because
That's
I
a really good
never
way.
want him to
It's
think,
a really good way
I
to do
can't
it.
tell my mom this because she's going to react. I want him to see back to the reaction.
Back to being reaction.
I don't react. I pause and I say, okay, so you just told me you took 4 ice lollies made of Coca-Cola and ate them at 3 in the morning. Oh my God. So I say, okay, so because of that, Rio, I think it's better that maybe I remove the Coca-Cola out of the house so you don't secretly make ice lollies at 5 years old. And I feel like maybe that's we could do it with watermelon instead. Second of all, good idea not to do it in the night, but I talk to him like this. I don't talk to him on, you shouldn't do that. I just go to his level and I'm like a friend.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay.
Yeah.
And he gets it.
Yeah.
So that stay close with her. Don't ever lose that. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay, give me another
really
action and then we'll do the
Okay.
exercise.
Yep. And then just at that stage, I want to have been so successful. My dream in the CPG world and my business is that once I've gotten to that level where that whole analogy of putting the oxygen mask on yourself and then you can put it on others, I then want to go out and find people like me in the food space, and I want to help them.
Wow.
And I want to help them do it. I don't want to take 50% of their company. I don't want to, be that shark. I will actually want to help other people because I've felt
like
so
that.
much I just want to be that angel.
Almost.
Yeah.
You felt like nobody's helped you with this at all.
Listen, I don't want to say at all, but I do know that people are so consumed with themselves that they don't. I personally need to help people in order to live, right?
It's your purpose.
Yeah. And right now, I just feel like I'm so focused on this, but I'm just finding ways to help other people, and I want to do that. So I want to get to a level with my business that's so massive that I'm successful, the company's successful, whether I get a big sale and I stay on or whatever it is. I then want to dedicate my life to helping people that were in my position get to my level.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful. And I can see, right, there's a whole show. We'll talk about that after. I can see the show that you'll do. It's helping people building, basically, cooking businesses.
That would be that's my dream.
You're there and you're the star for it. You're perfect. Based on you. We got this. We're going to manifest huge things for you. Woo! So exciting. Okay, now let's do a deep exercise. So now, these are your thoughts and feelings and your actions.
To help others.
Yeah, amazing.
In their business.
I want you to put this in the fire. This is your old thoughts, your feelings, and things that don't serve you. That needs to go in there.
Wow.
And then
with right now or when?
Yeah, you can right now before we begin. We're going to get rid of it.
Okay. All right. So goodbye to my worry, stress, being reactive, regretful, panic, anxiety, and overly emotional.
Amazing. Ciao.
Bye. Oh
my God.
There it goes.
There it goes. Bye.
Wow.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
It's good to have a visual of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Goodbye. Right, now let's do the exercise.
Okay.
I'm going to do a really brief one with you because I feel like a lot has come out for you with this exercise. I want you to keep these, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, and that version of you, that keep with you every day. And I want you to read it every day aloud to yourself 3 times a day.
Okay.
Literally whenever you can. Stick it up in your bathroom, take it with you, just pull it out. Just the point where someone's like, what are you doing? Just be like, oh, just reading out my statement about myself. You know, who are you? You know, it's your own compass. This is who I am. So every day I want you to do that. These, you just need to start looking at. When you just lose track of who you are, just come over and be like, she would not be dealing with it like this. And every time you go back to this dissolved motherfucker in the fire, guess what happens? You put distance between what you want in your life and who you're playing now.
Right.
You write your movie and you choose your character. You are writing this script. If you continue to act in a sad way with by the way, we all have those days, but if you mull on it longer and you allow it to swamp you, you are putting so much more distance between that version of you who could show up in the next year.
It's true.
If you allow it and become her now, which is literally it, be it until you become it. Become the version of you.
So that's not fake it till you make it, because that's bullshit. It's actually living it, right?
All day. I hate fake
you
it
know
till
what?
you make it.
Can you answer one question for me? When people say, and you have $0 in your bank account, and then someone like you comes and says, someone in your industry says to you on Instagram, and they go, no, what you have to say 10 times is, I have $5 million in the bank, and you don't though. So you're supposed to say that you do over and over again, and then hope that you will, and then you will. So what is that about?
So that is your thoughts becoming things, but there's more to it than that. The
Right.
science would say there's a part in your brain called the reticular activating system. It filters 2 million bits of data every second. This is some neuroscience for you, which is all in the book.
Okay.
And what it does, it shows you things that you deem as important. So if you deem as important being a multi-millionaire, you deem as important having 5 million in the bank, and you truly believe you're worthy of it, and you truly think about it all the time, and you just imagine what you could do with that 5 million, the resources you have now that you have that 5 million. Your reticular activating system in your brain shows you evidence around you to prove that belief system is real through people, events, and places. So you start seeing around you other people who are in that realm. You start hanging out with people who are just, all resonating in that place. You raise your average, and all of a sudden, because of the people, events, and places around you showing you that it's true that you're a multimillionaire, you bring it to fruition. It's just science.
Right. It's almost like one thing leads to another.
Absolutely.
In a way that's like, if you're not thinking that way, then you'll never leave your apartment. You'll never go to that, business dinner or whatever, and take that meeting.
You know it.
Right.
Like literally, you'll walk out and then you'll be like, somebody bumped into me, this stranger, and they happen to be my next investor.
Yeah.
Or like out of nowhere, I swear, opportunity's coming. No, honey, the opportunity was always there. You just saw it with different shades.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So now you're going to see and accept and feel this whole new world because you're changing your narrative and you're believing, I am this, worth hundreds of millions. I've sold my business for something phenomenal, and I've helped so many people on the way. You're going to just own it and become her.
Yes.
And you become her today. So when you walk out of here, you are no longer acting as the girl you were before. You are being the new version that you want to become. Love it? Okay,
Love
let's
it.
do this
Love
exercise.
it. Love it. Love it.
Okay,
Love it.
so different style. We're going to do a mini little MBS. I want you to just sit with your palms facing upwards. Get comfortable wherever that is. You can put them down or here, whatever feels comfortable for you.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is I want you, and I'll probably
I have such a hard time doing
I'll
stuff like
stand
this,
up
by the
on
way.
this one. Okay, this is good.
Okay.
I
This
want you.
makes me feel, silly.
No,
I know.
this is so funny because it's such a normal thing
I know.
to do.
I know. I'm just
Okay.
expressing my...
No, I love it. So the first thing that I want you to do right now is I want you to just relax and close your eyes. I just want you to breathe naturally. And then the next thing that I want you to do, and now what I want you to do is I want you to do a little round of breath work with me. We're just going to take you deeper and calmer so that you are able to relax further. So we're going to inhale through our nose and out through our mouth, and it's going to sound like this. Okay, so join in with me now. We're going to do 10 of these, and on the last one, we're going to exhale and hold our breath out for 10, 20, 30 seconds, 1 minute if you can.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready.
And now exhale. Hold that breath for as long as you can. Hold it for as long as you can at the bottom. Holding that breath out. And at the bottom, whenever you need to breathe, just taking a breath in. Whenever you need, inhaling and holding it at the top for 15 seconds. And now you ready? We're going to just do one more round of that just to get you into a calm state. Let's go. And now exhale. Holding it out for as long as you can. Beautiful. You may feel lightheaded. You might naturally start to feel calmer. You might feel tingly in your hands or your feet, and that's just the new, fresh oxygen flowing through your body. That's just the new, fresh oxygen flowing. Beautiful. And now, in this moment, and I want to go deeper now. I want to go deeper down into your mind. We're going to go deeper for a moment and relax further. I want you to envision coming towards you a black cloud. It's coming towards you, this black cloud. And in this black cloud, I want you to place words which you want to release right now. Words which no longer serve you. Things which no longer serve Caroline. And put into this black cloud words of fear, hate, anger, any of the things that you wrote down or threw into the fire, the things you want to let go of right now. Just let go of them and place them into the fire. Place them into it now. Beautiful. And into that thing, I want you to now let it drift away from you. Let it leave you. Let it drift so far away from you. Let it drift and drift further and drift further and drift further until it leaves you fully and drifts so far away from you. And now envisioning in front of you a beautiful iridescent bubble, and in that iridescent bubble, I want you to place the new version of you, envisioning the new version of Caroline, the new version of who she is. What does she look like? What does she feel like? What does she sound like? When you envision this girl, when you envision this beautiful, powerful woman, who's she around right now? Who's she helping? What's she doing? And as you go into it and you see her and you feel her, I want you to feel her in all its glory right now, and place your fingers between your eyebrows and push into that space between your eyebrows and envision, or put your thumb and your middle finger together right now and just keep envisioning her. Keep envisioning her, feeling her right now into existence. Feel her into existence. And now I want you to look in front of you. And now you know you can be her. I want you to see a younger version of you standing, looking at you. This little girl, she's standing, staring at you. She's maybe 6 or 7 years old. She's standing, looking at you, and she's saying, "Why didn't you do this for me? Why did you give up? Why did you continue to feel shame and sadness and guilt? Why did you do this to me? Why did you leave us in this space? Why did you leave us behind? Why didn't you do this and create an amazing life for me?" And I want you to look at her and tell her, "I promise you I will do this for you now." This is you, Caroline, as a young, innocent child. This is Caroline, as a young, innocent girl just asking to be loved. And just tell her, "I love you. And I promise never to hurt you again." And tell her, "I forgive you." And tell her you're gonna be better, and that you're gonna help her, and that you're gonna do something different today. And you're never gonna go back there again, because you want to make her proud and you want to make her happy. Give her a hug now. Just hug her and let her know you love her. Say, "I love you. I love you. I love you so much. And I am releasing right now all the blockages inside of me that have stopped me from being the best version of Caroline today. I'm gonna do this today for you." And as you release those blockages, just repeat, "I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And again, I forgive myself. I forgive myself." So beautiful. And now, I want you to just lovingly place that little girl, shrink her down real small, shrink her down really small, just place her into your heart. And just know, anytime that you're going through something, you're not going to react anymore. Anytime you go through something, look down at that little girl, innocently looking up at you, and you will tell her. You will tell her, "I love you, and I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to make you proud, and I'm going to do something amazing." love you. I love you. I love you. And now taking a deep breath and just knowing you are protected, you're divinely guided, and this little girl is who you're doing it for. You're doing it for her, and you are going to make her and the whole world proud of you. I am proud of you. I'm just taking 3 deep breaths and coming back into the space now. Whenever you want, opening your eyes. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You're amazing. You had a lot to release. You have so many beautiful things that you're going to do now you've released them. You just want someone to love you. And you have your inner child who's guiding you and there for you. You know what? You are so, when you get vulnerable and release, guess what happens? You have major breakthroughs. Literally, the biggest stuff comes from these moments. The biggest stuff comes from these moments. And you are going to be so fucking amazing and so empowered. You have so much to do in the world. Your calling's so big, and now you're going to go do it because you're starting to release the main blockages that are stopping you. I always say to people, if you want to manifest something incredible, how are you going to manifest it if you don't believe you're worthy of it inside?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's like trying to date someone new, but your ex is still in your bed. Right? It's the same thing.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. It's like I've always like known and like had this vision of this like woman that I was going to be one day, but I just never knew how to get there. Yeah.
You're going to get
I like fought myself from getting there. You know what I mean? Like I was sabotaging my like success and my growth. Yeah. Why do people do that? It's so bizarre.
Because it comes from something we've been through, usually between the ages 0 to 7, that's imprinted in our subconscious mind. This is just the science of it. Something where somebody told you you weren't good enough, or you were abused, or sometimes sexual abuse, or sometimes a friend got chosen over you, or a parent told you weren't good. It's something so basic, but something hit you as a kid and has come out in later life, and it's like you want to self-sabotage again because it's your comfort zone.
Yeah, no, it's so
and the
funny.
brain likes comfort, but comfort is the enemy of growth.
You're right. Yeah, you really have to be uncomfortable to grow.
That's what imposter syndrome is. When you are uncomfortable, you are growing.
Yeah.
And that is why this is such a grind for you, because it doesn't come easy.
No. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right?
Let's do this again in a week or so and just keep breaking through these barriers. It's like you are smashing them. You are just like going through them. They're just awakenings. It's just steps to where you want to go. Inner child is the most powerful thing you'll ever do.
Wow. Yeah, seriously. You never really think about that, you know? That kind of just gets like pushed away and hidden. Like, you know, I barely remember my childhood. I think because it was so, I think people block that out. When people go, what, I couldn't tell you where I was on any of my birthdays. I couldn't tell you anything about my childhood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, that was beautiful.
Well, thank you so much. You're incredible. You are.
Love you.
No, you're really magical.
Well,
human
now you
being.
know what my genuine gift is and what I'm here to do.
And now you're sharing it.
That's all I do. I just want to help someone every day.
And you are.